Now, here's something at the rear I want to talk to you about with the sound. So I have the soundboard in, the ESU integrated soundboard, which I really like, as most of you know, and I won't go into why, but they're superior DCC boards, the best on the market, in my opinion. So if you want to argue that, that's fine. But anyway, so everything's working great. Like, this runs just silky smooth. Like, what a beautiful... Like, okay, so you take a Locomotive apart and you pick them apart and you start finding out little nuances. And they all have them, you know, they all have their pros and cons. So when I installed this speaker, what I did was I resoldered. A couple of guys I know at the shop said to take the little PC board with the 2 screws off. No need to put the screws back in, because actually, I don't know why they even did it that way. And they just rest on these metal tabs here. And so I just soldered the wire straight on and got rid of that board altogether. And then I sealed the outside seams with matte medium. And then to mount this, I ran a piece of Tamiya tape on the block right here, up this side and down this side, and then 4 spots of super glue or CA, and then wicked in matte medium. There's no way this is coming off. And if you ever want to take it off, all you have to do is spill stuff on your bench while you're reaching for the tool. Number 18 blade, and I can just get in there and pry that and pop that right off, because there's a layer of tape there, you know. Okay, this sounds awesome, but here was the problem. Well, actually, let's go listen to it for a second. Okay, so that's the sound file from ESU, the Canadian Pacific C630 with the Nathan K5. And I really love it, especially the spitter valves and so on. So it sounds awesome, but as soon as you put the cover on, it muffles it away. And this is the thing that happens with locomotives. They're all different. Like, my little switch in my MP15 has an open grid on the top, like a photo etched air intake where the speaker is, and does it ever sound great? Mind you, this is solid plastic, see? So you know what I decided I would do is, it really bothered me. So I decided I would cut out the inner part of the vents, but only, like, they're shutters. They're like Venetian blind shutters on these, so some of them would be open. So I took this, I popped this gently, this photo etch screen off the top. Did it very, very carefully, like got to pick under there and pried it slowly. Usually these parts will come off easy. Sometimes they don't. And I drilled out, you can see how, can you see that okay? Let me just make sure that's focused. So I just drill out a series of holes along the inside of the line that I've taped off. And then I basically take my number 11 blade. Let me turn this other little light on above the lens here. Be careful. This plastic is actually really, it's actually fairly soft. So I just open up the adjoining holes. And I decided that I want to keep those crossbars there. Okay, so see how that's, like, it's still rough, the hole? Now it's really easy, because all you have to do is, like, you can do this with any vent, any grill. Like, if you want to, excuse me, if you want to if you want to cut out your, you know, your grills and vents and replace them with photo etch for better sound, then I find this to be a really safe and accurate way of doing it. Because now all I do is I use a brand new number 11 blade. Let's try to get another angle there. Oh yeah, right there. So I use a number 11 blade, and I just relax, sit down, and I just trim to the line very carefully. And what happens is you get a nice, like, see this rear one here? And the second, so there's 3. And then I'll just hand paint that with a little bit of black Vallejo with a traditional brush, blacken it out. I'll install this screen back on, and I'll get much better sound from my ESU speaker here, okay?